Hello students, in our today's slide we will be discussing about a new topic, that is linked list. We have already discussed linked list in our introduction chapter. So let's know more operations on linked list. Let's start. A linked list is a linear data structure in which the elements are not stored at a contiguous memory locations. The elements in linked list are linked using a pointer or link. So here in the diagram we can see a linked list always starts with a head, or also known as header, which is the address to the first data or the first data element present in the list. Here the data is stored in the form of node. A node means it is divided into two parts. One is data and another is the link or pointer. The data is the actual value that stores the data element or that stores the value, and next or link or pointer is the address of the next data item. So, in simple words, a linked list consists of nodes where each node contains a data field and a reference link to the next node in the list. So, let's now see how linked list is represented in memory. A linked list representation as per above shown diagram following are important points to be considered. Linked list contains a link element called as start or head, then is continued with the representation of a node. So here, as it is already discussed, that in a linked list it always starts with the header or start, that is the address to the first data element, and the data element are stored in the form of node where we have the main value of the data and have a pointer link which carries the address of the next data element. So next data element is also in the node form where there is a data part and there is a link part which addresses to the next node, and the last node contains the data field and the link field is mentioned as null. Each node carries a data field and a link field known as next. Each link is linked with the next link using the next link. The last link carries a link as null to mark that is the end of the list. We will now discuss about the representation of linked list. A linked list is represented in the form of single linked list, double linked list, and circular linked list. The first node is the head node in the single linked list and it points to the next node in the sequence. In single linked list, the last node's reference is null, including the indicating the end of the list. In double linked list, every node has two pointers, in which one points to the next node of the list and the other points to the previous node of the list. The next pointer of the last node and the previous pointer of the first node is null. Lastly, we have the circular linked list. In this, it is almost similar to the single linked list, except that here the last node points to the first node, making it a circular list. So here we can see the diagram of three type of list. First, singly linked list, in which we have a header and it points to the node. Here it is the data part. Here it is the next or pointer part which points to the next data element. It is also in node form where we have a data part and a link part. And at the last node, we have the data part, and at the link part we have value null, which indicates that it is the end to the list. Here in double linked list, there are two pointers in which one points to the next data element, and the first pointer or previous pointer indicates to the previous node of the list. Here the pointer of the first node and pointer of the last node, or head of the first node and end of the last node, is both are null. In circular linked list, we have the only difference that here the last node link part or pointer part is connected to the header part or the start part of the first node, so that it makes a circular linked list or circular structure. That is why it is known as circular linked list. In the next, we will discuss about some of the operations on linked list. First, we will start with traversing a linked list. We already know that traversing means visiting at least each element of the list at least once. So, this is the algorithm for traversing in a linked list. First, set ptr is equal to start. That is, we will first initiate the list with a header file or a address that will point to the first node of the list. So that is here the pointer. First it is assigned as start. That means initializing the pointer. And this is repeated. And at the second step, the two steps, that is 3 and 4, will be repeated until the pointer is not equal to null. Okay. Next, apply process to the info pointer. So we need to visit the info part of each pointer. So we will process the info part of the pointer. So first pointer is start. We will visit its info part. So that is only traversing, visiting the info part at least once. Next, at the very next, we will set a new PTR, that is the link PTR. Okay, that ptr's link part will be my new ptr. Again, now the ptr is not equal to null. Again we will check the info part of that ptr, and again we will upgrade the ptr with the link ptr. This will continue up to when, up to when, that is up to till the PTR is not equal to null. Once PTR is equal to null, it will no more run 3 and 4 steps. It will directly run the fifth step, that is exit or stop. This is how we will traverse in a linked list. In the next algorithm, it shows that how to search a linked list when it is in, or how to search an element in a linked list when it is in unsorted form. So search the item is info, and the link part the start part, and the item which we are searching and the location where we will be finding the item. So here we have the data part or info part, link part, and the start header part, and the item and the location. Suppose the link is a linked list in memory, the searching algorithm will find the location, that is the location of a particular node which we call as a item first, that first appears in the list. At the very first step, we will set ptr is equal to start. In the second step, if ptr is equal to null, that means there is no data entered in a linked list, so that the list is empty, that is ptr is null. So if the list is empty, it is unnecessary to search any item there. So we will go to the step 8, that is we will exit or stop. If not, That is, if PTR is not equal to null, then we will come to step 3. Step 3 says to repeat step 4 and 5 until PTR is not equal to null. So step 4 says step 4 and 5 will be continued till PTR is not equal to null. In step 4, if the item is the info PTR, that means we have got the item in the info part of the PTR, then we will set the PTR as the location and we will exit. That means the item is found. Else, if the item is not equal to info part, then we will increment the PTR so that we can search next. That is, we will set PTR is equal to link PTR as we were traversing. Here, at any point, we will be getting the item, that is, item will be equal to info PTR. If yes, then the PTR will be set as the location. If no, then we will upgrade the link. And when PTR becomes null, that is, we could not find the item in the list, so we will come out of the loop. That is, 4 and 5 step will no more be running. We will come out of the loop and we will read step 6, that is setting the location equal to null. Okay, that means there is no match in the list, so it will print no match and it will exit. So this is how we search in a unsorted linked list. In the next, we will be discussing about searching an item in a sorted linked list. Okay, so here the items are sorted, and in this algorithm we will be discussing about the sorting of decreasing order. So at the very first step, we will set PTR is equal to start. At step 2, step 3 to 6 will be repeated until PTR is not equal to null. So step 3 says if the item is less than the info PTR, then what we are going to do? That is, the item is less. That means we will be moving forward and searching for the item as it is in decreasing order. So we will set PTR is equal to link PTR. In step 5, if the item is greater than the info part, that is, the item is equal to info PTR, then we will set the location as PTR. In step 6, if we are not getting the item, that is, item is greater than the info PTR, that is, we will set the location as null. And location, when location is set as null, that is, the item is not in the list, we will come to the step 8 and we are going to exit. That is, there are two cases that we are going to exit. That is, if the item is greater than info PTR, it means it is not in the list. Obviously, it is a decreasing order, then all the items present in the list would be lesser than the item. If the item is greater, that means it is not present in the list. So the location is set as null and we will read the step 8, that is, we are going to exit. So this is how. And the other part that we will be exiting is when the PTR becomes null and we are not able to find the item in the list. At the last step, we will be reading step 8, that is, we will exit or stop. So this is how we do searching in a linked list in a sorted linked list. In our next slides, we will be discussing about insertion and deletion function in linked list. This much for this slide. Thank you.